Netflix's psychological drama Adolescence takes viewers on an intense journey into the life of Jamie Miller, a 13-year-old boy accused of murdering his classmate, Katie Leonard. The shocking arrest turns his family's world upside down, especially his father, Eddie, who is convinced of Jamie's innocence. However, as the investigation unfolds, dark truths come to light, exposing a troubling reality about Jamie's mindset and the influences that shaped him. The show builds suspense through an emotional and psychological lens, making Jamie's case a gripping exploration of modern youth culture and hidden dangers lurking online. The nightmare begins when a task force storms Jamie's home, arresting him on murder charges. His family is in disbelief, and Jamie insists he has done nothing wrong. Detective Bascombe, though arresting him, treats him with relative care, advising him to get a solicitor. Jamie chooses his father as his appropriate adult, but once detained, he is left completely alone. As his family struggles to process the situation, they are confronted with disturbing evidence, including CCTV footage that places Jamie near Katie at the time of the crime. Despite his denials, the footage ultimately confirms the unthinkable. Jamie stabbed Katie in a parking lot and left her to die. His father is shattered, unable to reconcile his love for his son with the horrifying truth. As detectives dig deeper, they uncover a toxic school culture filled with social cliques, bullying, and hidden animosities. Jamie's friends, Ryan and Tommy, avoid giving direct answers, but Katie's best friend, Jade, expresses open hatred toward him. Eventually, Ryan confesses to knowing about the murder weapon, leading to Jamie's official charge. Psychological evaluations begin, with Dr. Bryony Ariston attempting to understand Jamie's thought process. Through these sessions, a disturbing picture emerges. Jamie was deeply immersed in incel ideology, an online subculture of men who believe they are denied romantic or sexual attention from women, often blaming them in hostile ways. Katie, despite appearing in Jamie's social media posts, was not his friend. Her online comments subtly mocked him, which he perceived as a personal attack. Adding to the complexity, Katie's private photos had been leaked at school, making her a target of gossip. Jamie saw an opportunity to manipulate her vulnerability, pretending to offer sympathy in hopes of gaining her affection. However, Katie rejected him outright, stating she wasn't desperate enough to be with him. This rejection bruised Jamie's ego, and he sought revenge. Fueled by anger and his warped beliefs about entitlement and power over women, he followed Katie and attacked her in a violent outburst. The multiple stab wounds indicated pure rage rather than a momentary lapse of judgment. Despite clear evidence, Jamie initially pleads not guilty, and his parents support his claim of innocence. Eddie, in particular, clings to the hope that his son is being framed. But deep down, cracks begin to form. Eddie has always prided himself on being a better father than his own, keeping physical abuse away from his children. Yet, Jamie developed violent tendencies, mirroring his father's occasional outbursts at objects. More troubling, Jamie's radicalization into toxic online communities went unnoticed. Eddie is tormented by guilt, realizing that he missed the signs. Jamie's self-preservation instincts also play a role in his initial denial. He knows his father will fight for him no matter what, making Eddie the perfect ally during the legal process. By repeatedly claiming innocence, Jamie manipulates his father's belief in him. However, over time, the weight of his actions and the undeniable evidence push him toward a final decision. On his birthday, he calls Eddie and reveals that he will plead guilty. The confession devastates his parents, forcing them to finally mourn the son they thought they knew. Jamie's final sessions with Bryony reveal just how deeply entrenched his disturbing beliefs are. He continues to speak about Katie with contempt, using demeaning language and insisting that she deserved to die. Even though he admits to the crime, he still sees himself as the victim, unable to fully comprehend the gravity of his actions. His decision to plead guilty might stem from a moment of clarity, or simply the realization that the legal system would not see things his way. With his conviction, Jamie faces a life-altering sentence, but whether he will change or sink further into his radical beliefs remains uncertain.